And we're back, guys. Welcome to Tennis in a Minute. I'm your host, Good Energy. Thank you all for clicking on the video. Thanks for the love and support. SW19, we are here. Who's going to be the next champion? Let's take a look at some of the past champions and, of course, the current champion, Barbora Krejcikova. Amazing match last year with Jasmine Paolini. And the previous year, Marketa won it in 23, Elena Rybakina in 22, taking out Ons again, back-to-back finalists, and Ashley Barty in 21 when she took out Karolina Pliskova, who will not be in this draw. But let's go back in the day. Let's take a look at some of the other previous champions. Of course, 2020, we did not have the Wimbledon championships. So 19, Simona Halep won it against who? None other than, can anyone guess? Anyone know? Remember? Comment below. Who did Halep beat in the 19 Wimbledon championship match? 18, Angelique Kerber won it. 2017, Garbina Muguruza, who's the only player in the history of the WTA to defeat Venus and Serena in a slam final. She beat Venus that year after Venus was up a set. Serena Williams won it in 16 and 15. And we're going to do a trivia as well. Besides Serena and Venus, name the last person to win Wimbledon back to back. That's going to be a good one. In 14, Petra Kvitova won it. She's also a two-time Wimbledon champion. And Bartoli won it in 13. Serena in 2012. Petra Kvitova, right? Petra Kvitova won it in 11. Serena won it in 2010. And guys, who's the greatest in your opinion? Who is the greatest Wimbledon champion of all time? Who's the greatest on grass of all time? Who do you think? Because look, it may not even get past the Williams household, Serena or Venus. Who do you guys think is the greatest grass player of all time, or at least the open era? Let's keep it to the open era. I think that's debatable. Good question, right? Now, Serena, we all know her serve was just you couldn't recognize which way she wanted to go with it, right? You couldn't read her serve. And I think Billie Jean King said that better than anyone. That's what made Serena the greatest of all time, was her serve. You couldn't read it. If you can't read your opponent's serve, you're on the back foot constantly, right? She won it in 2009. She had the back-to-back 09-10 season, right? But what about Venus, who won it in 07 and 08? We had a stretch there, and even in the early 2000s, where Serena and Venus were just dominating at Wimbledon, right? And let's not forget 2012, when she did the sea walk after winning the gold. That was crazy. And of course, the cameraman flashed to Venus in the stands, and Venus was just so excited. So those are just some beautiful memories, some great times. Wimbledon, it's so historic. I mean, the grass surface, we're talking about like the roots of tennis. You know, it's just beautiful, so beautiful. The tradition here at Wimbledon is just something that gets me so excited every year. Now, I do think the US Open is the biggest slam tournament of them all. I just think with the media being in New York in the digital age, but Wimbledon, it's just so historic, guys, and I get so excited around this time. And of course, like I said, in 2000, Venus Williams won it. And of course, remember Iga, that win streak she had a few years ago. Venus Williams, she was just tearing everything up in 2000. And of course, she won it in 2001. And then Serena came in 2002, and then 2003. It's just, those times were just so magical. I'm telling you guys, what a time to be alive. What a time to be watching tennis. But guys, we have someone right now in 2025 that could possibly create that same magic that we haven't seen on tour for a while. And who guys has Coco Gauff, the future of tennis? Let's get into this draw, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening. Like the video, show some love, hit the super thanks. You guys have me for, I don't know, maybe an hour. We're going to go through the entire first round draw. And of course, it's a slam tournament. I'm going to go round by round and give you every matchup. Let's get into it, guys. We have Vamos Paula Badosa taking on Katie Boulter. This is going to be an amazing match, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa, they are not playing around with this draw. I'm going to go with the upset, ladies and gentlemen. I have Katie Boulter defeating Paula Badosa. I'm not going to get too technical because there's so many matches to discuss in this video. I just think Boulter's stamina, her ability to defend the deep ball on the baseline will help her outlast Badosa. That's an upset alert. Madison Keys taking on Gabby. Whoa, I love both of those ladies. And look, I said if I were starting my own cup team, Gabby's going to be on that. Her mental toughness is amazing, but she struggles with the power. I don't know if she's that healthy. Madison's kick serve going to be too much. I like Keys to defeat Gabby. Who's next? Let's take a look. We have Jasmine Paolini, the defending finalist, right? That's a weird statement to make, but yeah, can she get back to the finals? I don't think so. But she will get past Sevastova, who's by far, in my opinion, I've said this in the past, she's one of the best shot makers on tour. Underrated. The variety she has, amazing. Yeah, she's got variety. She's got the variety to trouble Jasmine in this matchup. But the problem is she doesn't have the athletic ability, the longevity. I think there's going to be a lot of exchanges where she's razzles and dazzles, but I think she's going to be flat-footed for a lot of this matchup. I like Jasmine to get past Sevastova. Arena Sabalenka and Brandstein. Look, Sabalenka's game it's good on grass. She's got the wide serve. She can stretch the court. It's tough to return Sabalenka on any surface, but I think Sabalenka's game is really underrated on grass. I'll be honest with you. We're going to take Sabalenka to get past this matchup, and stay tuned. I also want to take a look at the seeded players in their matchups. But again, Coco Gauff, her path to the finals, I'm going to cover that next as well. Stay tuned for that. Varvara taking on Sasnovich. This is going to be a good matchup here, right? Varvara went deep last tournament in Eastbourne before running into, that's right, guys, Alexandra Ayala. This is a matchup here where I think Varvara's in a little better form than Sasnovich right now, so I'm going to take Varvara to win this matchup, but Sasnovich can upset Varvara, so that's also an upset watch, but I'll take Varvara to get past Sash. Ann Lee taking on Victoria Golubic. Victoria, she's got the one-handed backhand. I love it, right? Stan, Roger, right? Amazing. But I think Ann Lee's power is going to be a little too much for the one-handed backhand. It's going to be tough defending Ann Lee's power with one hand for most of the match. So I think Ann Lee is going to have the upper edge in these exchanges, and I will take Ann Lee to defeat Victoria Golubic. Who's next, guys? Lulu Sunfu taking on Marie Buskova. This is going to be a good match. Lulu had her breakout on grass a couple seasons ago. Hasn't really done much since, but her game, it's good for grass. But so is Mary Bu. I'm going to go with Buskova to win this match. I think she'll have enough to get past Lulu, just keeping balls back, defending. But don't be surprised if Lulu wins this match. But I'm going to go with Mary Bu. Diane Perry taking on Petra Martic. This is going to be a good matchup here. Diane Perry came through qualifiers, but I'm gonna go with Team Vegan in the building. Petra Martic to get past Diane Perry. Beatrice Haddad taking on Shramkova. Shramkova, good. She's got a good one-handed slice, a good one-handed backhand. She's very versatile. But Beatrice Haddad, she comes alive during grass season. I think Beatrice, she can keep Shramkova inside the lines and stretch the court as well. I'm going to take Beatrice Haddad to win this matchup. Pavlyuchenkova taking on Ayla Tomljanovic. Ayla had a breakout run here in Wimbledon a few seasons ago. It's going to be a good matchup, guys. I I think Anastasia's in a little bit better form. I'm going to take her to defeat Isla Tomljanovic, who just hasn't really seemed to been able to get things started lately, which troubles me, because I'm a huge fan of Isla. I'll take Pavlyuchenkova to win that matchup. Ava Liz taking on Yu Yan. A good defensive player versus a player who reminds me of Leylah Fernandez. Loves to come vertical, loves to play forward and fast and aggressive. I'm going to take Yu Yan to defeat Ava Liz. And Peyton Stearns, Laura Sigmund. Peyton Stearns, this is going to be a tough matchup because Laura Sigmund has a short ball. She's good at her two-way play. She can defend the net. She's still athletic for her age, still very strong. But I think Peyton Stearns' athletic ability is going to be too much for Laura Sigmund. I could see Laura Sigmund running out of gas, and this could get out of hand. I'm going to take Peyton Stearns to defeat Laura Sigmund. Long hair don't care. Leylah Fernandez, 29th seed, taking on Klugman. Listen, guys, Leylah Fernandez, huge fan, right? Great coaching staff around her. Love her father. Amazing coach. I'm going to take Leylah Fernandez to defeat Klugman. Vondrousova and Kessler. This is a matchup I was looking at. Look, Kessler is a good player. She's a good shot maker. She's mentally tough. She's in shape. Marketa, she's found her form. Marketa has good variety, and I think Marketa is going to be an X factor here, and I think she's going to wrinkle someone's jaw if she gets past this matchup. If Marketa gets past this matchup, she's going to be dangerous. I'm going to take her to get past Kessler. That is not going to be an easy task by any means, but I'll take Marketa to get past Kessler. Todoni taking on Buxa. Cristina Buxa, look, she's a Spanish player. She's great on clay, right? She's got good range. I think Todoni has more of the variety, to be honest with you, and I think she should win this match. But I'm going to go with the experience of Buxa, her father. She's coached by. I think she can find a way to win. I'll take Cristina Buxa to win this matchup. Rakimova taking on Itu. Look, Camilla's here, and I talked about Camilla. I'm disappointed because she's come up with good resources. She's a good tennis player. I mean, I expect her to be doing some of the things that Mira is doing by now. Just hasn't happened. But I'm going to take Camilla to find a way to get out of the first round here, and that'd be a big game check for her. She deserves it. Camilla Rakimova advances. Olga Tanlovic taking on. Now, she's going to be taking on Zhang Sui, who, look, Hall of Famer, amazing doubles career, but her singles career has struggled. Let's go back a few years ago, right? That big win over Net Kontaveit when she was tearing up the tour. I told you guys to take her. Familiar with her game. But this is a matchup here where I think Olga has the ability to stretch the court. Zhang Sui plays her best tennis at this age inside the lines. Ogla's going to stretch the court. I'm going to go with Olga on the upset to win this match. Wickmeyer taking on Renata Zarazoa. You know what? Renata, I don't know if she's healthy. I'm going to take Wickmeyer to win this match. I just don't know if Renata's healthy. It's as simple as that. I don't think she's healthy, so I'm going to take Wickmeyer to win this matchup. If Renata is healthy, then she should win, but I don't think she's healthy. Anna Bondar taking on Svitolina. Look, Svitolina's game, Anna Bondar at this age of her career, she doesn't have the tools to threaten Svitolina. Bondar favors her backhand. I mean, she's a decent mover, but Svitolina, she's added on a lot more power. She's got a lot more range. Her stamina is really good these days. I think she moves better than Bondar. I don't see how Bondar can defeat Svitolina. I'll take Svitolina to win. Kanishiwa Osaka taking on Talia Gibson. Listen, believe it or not, Gibson, look, she played qualifiers. She looks good. I don't think this is going to be an easy match for Osaka. Yeah, it's just not. And who said that? I just got a comment here not too long ago. Was that Still Pretty? She said Osaka looks up to Coco. I think it's beautiful. Look, there's no age on, being influenced by someone. I think we look all the time, whether it's media, news, and we get inspired by even younger people that are doing amazing things. So I think that's beautiful, and Osaka's got a big enough platform to help spread love as well. But I think Osaka's always had high integrity, and I think that has affected her game more than anything, but nonetheless, I'm going to take Osaka to win and get past Talia Gibson. Kimberly Burrell, Donna Vekic does what Donna Vekic does. I'm going to take Vekic to defeat Kimberly Burrell. Kimberly does have a good game. She's got a nice all-around game, but I think power is going to be an issue. Donna's just way too strong. Yulia Putintseva taking on Amanda Anisimova. It's going to be a good matchup here, guys. Yulia has the variety to disrupt Amanda. Yulia's game, even though she has a losing record on grass, she's not great on grass. I think she can beat Amanda here. And quite frankly, I'm going to go with Yulia on the upset to defeat Amanda Anisimova. That's going to be a pick. It's a shocker. Why? I think Yulia's short ball. She gets her short ball going. Amanda's not going to want to remove herself from being planted on the baseline. I like Yulia on the upset. Victoria Tomova, who's got an amazing backhand. Ons Jabeur's got great variety. I think Ons, she is in good form. She's played a lot of tennis on grass. Remember, she had to qualify for Berlin. She, being a former champion, was rewarded the lucky loser. Listen, I think if you're a former champion and you're outside of being seeded, I think you should get a wild card anyways, right? How many former champions do we have in these tournaments that are, attempting to play these draws? Not many. If you're a former champion in a lot of these tournaments, they're 4 or 5 years old. I think Ons should always be a wild card. I'm going to take Ons over Tomova. Ons variety should be enough to get past Tomova. Bernarda Pera and Linda Noskova. I think Pera's got the power to cause Linda issues here. Her left down the line. I don't see Linda returning a lot of those. I think this is going to be competitive. Probably goes 3, but Linda's in good form, and that makes a big difference when you're playing grass tennis. I'm going to take Linda Noskova, the 30th seed, to defeat Bernarda Pera. It's going to be a good match. I think it goes 3 because she's blasting these cannons that, Linda's got that low trajectory ball, it's just, she's like a younger Petra Kvitova in a lot of ways. And I think Pera's presents her own set of challenges for Linda, but I do think Linda should have enough to get past Pera. Harriet Dart, the Brits, taking on Dalma Galfi. This is going to be good. Dalma's got a lot of power, but I don't know how well she's moving these days. I don't know if she's 100% healthy. I think Dart's athletic ability alone is going to be enough to just move to different areas of the court, return and defend to where Dalfa just won't be able to get to. I'll take Harriet Dart to win this match. And Ashlyn Kruger, the 31st seed. Listen, guys, I think Ashlyn Kruger is going to have a lot of power in this matchup. The serve just bouncing off of that grass. It's going to be so tough for Stojakovic to return anything that Kruger is putting up. I'm going to take Ashlyn Kruger to win this matchup. Up next, we have Diana Snyder, the 12th seed, taking on Uchijima. This is not going to be a cakewalk for Diana. Uchijima, she's Kanishiwa, by the way. She's a good shot maker, and actually my girlfriend's Japanese, so that's pretty cool. But she's a very good shot maker, and I think she can cause Diana a little bit of problems. But once Diana figures her out, in the words of Paula Badosa, probably takes sometimes half a set to 3/4 of a set to figure out what your opponent's doing. But no matter the ranking, and of course these are the words of Paula Badosa, no matter the ranking of your opponent, all the players are tough, whether it's the number 1 ranked player on tour or the 100 ranked player on tour. They're all tough, they're all tactical, but normally, I can figure out what my opponent is doing about 3/4 of the set I can figure out what they're doing, make adjustments, and surge ahead. And of course, he's talking about, of course, the players ranked, outside of the top 50, the upper 70, 80s, 90s, those players, ranked just inside the top 100. Paul Badosa mentioned that they're all tough. And I think Yu Tsuchima she's going to be a tough matchup for Diana, but I do think Diana will figure out what she's doing. And I think her left down the line, her explosive vertical play should be enough to get balls past Tsuchima, especially passing shots. Elisa Mertens taking on Linda Favortova. Lisa, I think she played a lot of tennis early on grad season. She had to recover. Linda's here. Look, she had a good run in qualifiers. A little disappointed Linda hasn't taken off. She was one of my teen prospects along with Brenda. Disappointed in Brenda as well. But, and of course, they've practiced with Coco for so many years. I think, and Linda does have a main tour title. So you got players like Ayla Tomljanovic, who still doesn't have a main tour title. Linda does. So again, she's got a lot more time to develop and grow. But Elisa Burns is going to be too tough. She's going to be all around too tough. But I will say this, there's going to be some long, good exchanges, some long, good rallies between these two, because Linda can ball, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen Linda from 5 feet behind the baseline thread the needle with forehand rockets through cones spread out a foot apart. So Linda can make shots. She's a good shot maker. I've seen her in action live. Linda's good, but I'm going to take Elisa Mertens to get through. I think she'll have a little bit more power. Diana Yastremska, Coco Gauff. Stay tuned. I'm going to give you Coco's path to the title here. So we're going to do Coco separately. That video is coming up next. Victoria Azarenka taking on Zakharova. Victoria, I think she's going through one of those phases again, like a few years ago, it's tough because she is getting older, and I think she's got to play more, make sure she's in shape, make sure she's ready. Not that she's not, but she's got to maybe even go harder now that she's getting older. I think she'll have enough to get past Zakharova, but I'm not confident. We'll take Victoria Azarenka to win that match. All right, Jessica Buzas-Monero taking on Seidel. Seidel's in good form. I'm going to have to go with the German to win this match. She looks good. She's playing solid tennis. That's my pick. Big game, Sofia Kenin taking on Taylor Townsend. I hate that they put the Americans against each other so early. And of course, Coco will possibly run into one of these two. I think Sofia Kenin, all around, she's a good shot maker. She's a slam champion. A lot of people forget about that. She's a French Open finalist. Upset Coco here a couple years ago. I think Sofia Kenin is going to defeat Taylor Townsend. Taylor Townsend, she shouldn't have to qualify for any slam. Of course, she's an amazing doubles player. One of the biggest prospects to come from the junior circuit of all time. Taylor Townsend's junior career was huge. She was a rock star coming in. She was quoted as being the next Serena. Didn't really happen that way, but she's great doubles career. I just think Sofia Kenin is going to be too tough all around for Taylor. Maya Joint taking on Ludmila. It's going to be a good matchup here. Maya Joint just won her championship in Eastbourne, saved 4 match points. One of my top team prospects I told you to watch out for. Ludmila's going to have too much power here. I'm going to take Ludmila. I also think Ludmila's got a good drop shot and slice. Maya Joint, she can go to the short ball, but she's just a good shot maker. She's extending rallies, waiting for her patience to open up, and she's firing winners or waiting for her opponents to make mistakes. Ludmila is going to disrupt those patterns, and I think that's going to cause Maya Joint problems. I'll take Ludmila to win that matchup. Stardupseva taking on Francesca Jones. It's going to be a good matchup. Francesca's a good ball striker, guys, right? Another good prospect. She had some health issues. I think the crowd, this is a tough matchup because Yulia Stardupseva, she's got a short center of gravity. She can defend. She plays not necessarily like Marta Kasiuk, but she does have a good vertical game. I think Francesca's a good shot maker. As long as she's healthy, I think she wins. Big U taking on Yvonne. Yvonne qualified. Good all-around game from Yvonne. A good win against Robin Montgomery, Coco's bestie, to get in the tournament to begin with. Big U's a good clay player. She's got a long wingspan. She's got a good serve. If she can back up Yvonne, I think she's like this. Here, the problem is, I think Big U, I don't want to say her better days are behind her, but I think she is getting older and she's more vulnerable to matchups like this that she probably should win. So I'm going to take Yvonne to win. I think she's come through qualifiers. She's warmed up. She's winning sets comfortably. I'll take Yvonne to defeat Irina Big U. Dasha Kina taking on Emiliana Rangel. Two similar styles. Look, if Dasha serves well, I think she should win. But if Dasha's double faulting, if she's giving Emilia Rangel all these second serve looks, both of their games are very comparable. They are. I think Emiliana can upset Dasha, but I'm gonna go with Dasha to get the job done. I don't think it's going to be easy though, because Emiliana Rangel's from Colombia. She's a good clay player. She's a long rally player. She doesn't have the power to just burst you off of the court. She's going to stay in these rallies, and I think Dasha, if she's not careful, that could be an upset. But I'm going to take Dasha to win. Elena Evanesian taking on Elena Rybakina. Look, former Wimbledon champion. I mean, Elena said it herself. She doesn't feel like a slam champion, of course, probably because the draw was depleted, and people don't really give her the respect for that. Look, Elena Rybakina is big time, and she's back where she needs to be. I'm going to take her to defeat Elena Evanesian. I think the power is going to back up Elena a little bit too much to where she can't be a threat to Rybakina. But Rybakina's got to serve well. She talked about working on the serve with her camp. And let's be honest, I don't think you can win a slam title without a dominant serve. This is why Coco Gauff is so great. We've seen her win 2 slams without a dominant serve. We'll talk more about Coco later. I think Elena wins this matchup. The Greek Goddess and Blinkova. This is a matchup I went back and forth with because I think Blinkova can beat Zachary. But if Zachary loses this matchup, I will be very concerned. Look, we've seen the Greek Goddess bounced out of first round slams several times. Zachary needs points. She needs to win this matchup. We'll take the Greek Goddess to step up and come through in the clutch to defeat Blinkova. Anna Kalinskaya taking on Stojanovic. Stojanovic's another good shot maker, very underrated. Look, I love her game. She doesn't miss. I'm taking Anna Kalinskaya to come through, guys. Clara Tauson taking on the Brit, Heather Watson. Tough matchup for Heather Watson, I'm telling you guys. She's getting older. She had some epic battles here, especially Serena Williams. I don't know, what, 8-9 years ago, where she had a chance to defeat Serena. And she blew it, ladies and gentlemen. She blew it. That crowd was going crazy. This is a matchup here where Clara Tauson, she has the power to frustrate Heather Watson. She really does. The only problem with this matchup is, I think even at her age, I think Heather Watson moves a lot better than Clara Tauson, right? That's just my personal opinion. I'm going to take Heather Watson. I'm about to say it, guys. I'm going to take Heather Watson on the upset. I think the crowd can help her get past Tauson. Heather Watson, she's going to win a set. She's going to be in the match. You very rarely do you see Heather Watson just blown out. I think she'll get up for this match. I'm going to take Heather Watson to defeat Clara Tauson. That's my pick there. All right, next up we have Erjavik versus Marta Kasiuk. I think Marta should win this matchup fairly easily. So that's my pick there. Camila Osorio versus Danielle Collins. I think this is going to be a good matchup here. Camila Osorio is a very, very good defender. I do think that Danielle Collins has the power that can really disrupt anything Camila wants to do. Plus, what concerns me about Osorio is her faults and her double faults. She's a shorter player, still a little tougher to get the ball over the net. She faults a lot, and I think if you're giving Danielle Collins second serves, she's just gonna tee off on you. So I'm gonna take Danielle Collins to defeat Camila Osorio. Can Camila win? I think she can, but Danielle's gonna need to have a very bad serving day for Osorio to win, because Osorio's just not. She's just not going to put that type of pressure on Danielle to where she feels uncomfortable. It's just going to be a lot of routine ball striking and returning. And I think Danielle has the ability to put Osorio on the back foot a lot more with her power exchanges in these rallies. So I'll take Danielle Collins to win this match. Kat McNally taking on Jody Burrage. I guess the real question is, where's Kat? Is she where she needed to be? She only played the qualifiers in Bad Homburg, hasn't played much on grass, but she's having a good season, 25-12, and overall she's got one of the better win percentages on grass. And you're probably going to say, well, how's that? Why? Jody Burrage, even though she's from the UK, she's got a losing record on grass. Why does Kat McNally have such? She's a American younger version of Karolina Muchova. I'm going to take Kat to win this matchup over Jody Burrage. Iga Swiatek taking on Polina Kudermetova. Look, Polina's got good variety. She has a good drop shot. And she's a taller player. She's taller than Iga. If she can get to the drop shot, I think she can frustrate Iga. But Iga's in really, really good form. It's going to be tough to beat Iga. That's for anyone in this tournament. I'm going to take Iga Swiatek to defeat Polina Kudermetova. And Elizabeta taking on Pegula. Elizabeta, she's got a comparable style to Pegula, but Jessica's in very good form right now. Mentally, she's where she needs to be. And Jessica's one of my picks to go deep in this tournament, ladies. This could very well be an all-American year for slams. I'm telling you guys. Now, I'm going to talk Coco's draw next. But Pegula is someone I think can win this tournament. I really, really do. She's going to get past Elizabeta. Katie Volley-Nets, Tatiana Maria. This is going to be a good match. A lot of people pick Maria to go deep in this tournament. And I've heard some experts pick Maria to win the whole thing. Guys, I'm sorry. I think the buck stops here. I'm going to take Katie Volley-Nets to defeat Tatiana Maria. She's got to be disciplined. I've given you several videos on Maria's game. I've broken down what she wants to do, what she's going to do. It's going to be the same thing. It's going to be about patience and discipline. But I'm going to take Katie Volley-Nets on the upset over Tatiana Maria. That's the pick. All right, guys, we're getting down to the final stretch of the first round. Alicia Parks taking on Belinda Bencic. It's going to be a rematch here, championship rematch. Listen, Belinda, a lot of power from the baseline. If she can keep Alicia Parks stationary, exchanging bombs, she can win this matchup. However, on the other side of the net, Alicia Parks still coach. Parks looks really good. Magda Linette versus Elsa Giacomo. Going to be a good match. Elsa's in good form. I think Elsa can steal this matchup, to be honest with you. Magda Linette's got a good short ball. She's got a good drop shot. That's going to help her. I'm going to take Elsa on the upset here. I think Elsa's playing good tennis. She looks good. If she can serve well and back up Magna, that's going to be where. And Priscilla Hahn, Ekaterina. Looks like I need to talk a little bit slower into my microphone because this software, it just, when I talk too fast, it doesn't pick it up as well. So when you guys are listening, it seems like it's like cutting in and out, and it's not me, it's the software. But nonetheless, Priscilla Hahn, Ekaterina. I'm gonna take Ekaterina to win this matchup. Priscilla Hahn is someone that I've told you to watch out for. She still plays a lot of ITF matches, but she's a main tour player. Like she's a good shot maker. We're talking about long rallies. She can find the lines. Look, Victoria was up a set. She had it. We would have loved to see Victoria here. I think she can be a draw disruptor with her style. But Priscilla Hahn, she got the job done. Ekaterina wins. Ava Jovic taking on Susan Leymans. Ava's another one of my top opportunities they've had, but when she's had them, I think she's done well. And she came through qualifiers beating some tough names. I'm going to take Ava Jovic to win this match, guys. She's really good. Watch out for her. Her time is coming. I think she's going to have a big run at one of these tournaments this year. All of my top teams are doing good. Ava Jovic for the win. All right, Jacqueline Christian taking on Zeynep Sunmez. Zeynep is a good shot maker. She's good between the lines. She's good at extending rallies, but she doesn't have the power to just blast players off of the court and overpower them with winners. Jacqueline does. However, I don't think Jacqueline's healthy. I think she's still laboring. She's still injured. But this is a type of matchup, it's favorable for Jacqueline because she's going to overpower Sunmez in these rallies. And I'm going to take Jacqueline really by default. But I don't think she's healthy. But I will take her to win this matchup. And disrupt people. And when you're on grass matches, they end a lot quicker than clay or hard court matches because the surface is faster. I'm going to take Mukova to win this matchup. Lin Zhu, again, had her success on the Asian part of the tour a couple years ago. Struggling a bit now to find her form, her rhythm. I mean, her breakout tournament was probably what the Australian Open in this matchup. I think Veronica playing her vertical game, she'll shorten the court, she'll shorten the rallies, and I think she'll hit passing shots. That's going to be her strength against Lin Zhu, who plays good behind the lines, inside the lines, but again, she's not going to overpower Veronica. I feel Veronica can overpower Lin Zhu. And I feel she can be a little bit more versatile when it comes to finding ways to win points. So I think Veronica wins this matchup. Caroline Dohide, Arantxa Rus. So I looked at this matchup. I first thought Arantxa should win, right? She's got a left forehand. She can stretch the court. But overall, the longer the rally is going to favor Dohide. Dohide's a much more complete player, even though Arantxa Rus has got over 20 championships on the lower level. The only problem is they come on clay. I think Dolehide beats Arantxa Rus rather. Barbora Krejcikova, Alexandra Ayala. Tough matchup here because Ayala is in good form, but I don't think she was healthy. I think she was laboring towards the end of that Maya joint match. She was take the rallies and the tempo of each rally. So I think Potapova upsets Magdalena, the seeded player. Now, Haley Baptiste did not have to qualify. She's basically a top 50 player if she gets out of this first round, ranked 54th currently. I think her variety is going to be too much for Serrano, who wants to get to the backhand, still plays well moving forward, but I think Haley's variety is going to be too much for the older player. I'll take Haley Baptiste to defeat Serrano Cristea. Bronzetti and Teichmann, this is going to be a tough match. This is really a toss-up because Teichmann, she struggles with her longer rallies, while Bronzetti is a much better longer rally player. She's in the simple, that just means she's a more consistent shot maker. Between the lines, she can find ways to get balls back, and she's still in pretty good athletic form. It's past Mayar Sharif. Mayar's a good clay player. I don't know if topspin is going to work as much on grass as it would clay, because you have someone like Mayar who's just going to speed up these rallies, and I could see that frustrating Mayar. I like Mayar to defeat Mayar Sharif, and we're going to take a look at Coco Gauff's draw next. We're going to take a look at what's needed for her to win this championship here, which would be her third Slam championship. But I want you guys to comment what could possibly be her toughest matchup. Tennis in a Minute, thanks for the love and support. Stay tuned, guys. Coco Gauff in her draw, we're going to look at that next. But also, I want to take a look at the top seeded players and their path to victory as well. We got players like Iga Swiatek that's in good form. Jessica Pegula is in great form. I think she's a big time sleeper to win this whole darn thing. Like, her style, it's great for any surface. We have players like Marketa Vondrousova, who's back, letting the tour know, look, I won this tournament a couple years ago. I can do it again. Look, she's got a great win percentage on grass as well, but 5 straight wins. Madison Keys, very tough. Diana Snyder, very tough. Ons Jabeur, very tough. Arina Sabalenka, I think Marketa's a big time sleeper, okay? But let's talk about Arina Sabalenka herself, who a lot of people forget. She's got a great win percentage on grass as well, 36-20. She's never had a losing season on grass except for 2019, where And a lot of people didn't expect this, but she got tripped up by Magdalena Rabakova. Other than that, Sabalenka's been pretty consistent on grass. So I think she's a sleeper as well. What about Elena Rybakina, guys? No one's talking about the giant from Kazakhstan. She's got a big time serve. I think she's going to have an opportunity to go deep in this draw again. I think Mira's a sleeper. Mira's game is good on any surface. She's young, she's athletic, she has power. Her left down the line, very tough to return. So there's a lot of great talent in this draw. And let's not forget last year's finalist, Jasmine Paolini. This draw is stacked. Queen win. She wants a slam. Guys, this is going to be an amazing tournament. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. I will be excited bringing you every single matchup. So stay tuned. Thanks for the love and support. Serena and Venus. Whoa, did they dominate Wimbledon.